fast forward to the end of that season, getting close to the end of the season, and my agent hits me like, yo, Milwaukee might be trying to bring you in. I'm like, what, like, you try not to get too hype. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? So he's like, no, they might like, buy you out your contract and then bring you in, whatever. So, but for anyone that's listening, I didn't have a buyout. So I couldn't just leave without some negotiation of what the team's going to pay my current team to let me go. So eventually what I had to do, because I said, this is my only opportunity. I'm going to pull all my cards I can. I'm calling the owner. I'm calling every one of the team like, yo, like, this is like my opportunity. Like, I'm getting emotional talking to them. Like, look, like, no, like, forget the money. Like, this is a dream. Like, please don't take this away from me. So eventually it ended up working out, and the same thing. And now I have a child. We got 10 bags now. We're flying to Chicago, where we're going to split up. She's going to go to Utah. I'm going to, in a car, heading to Milwaukee to go to the hotel to quarantine, to get ready to meet up with the team.
And this is during the playoffs or like in the regular season?
So it was they had like 4 games left, I think. So they had 4 games left, and I get there and I can't fly with the team. So I quarantine for a little bit, and then one of the Milwaukee Bucks personnel, we drive to Indiana. So I meet up with the team, and we go to shoot around. I'm at shoot, and mind you, like, this is in the span of like this whole process of like negotiating all this stuff, like in the span of like a week and a half. It's like I wasn't sleeping. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you like when teachers ask you like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You're like, I want to play in the NBA. Like, I want to play in the, like, and I believed it my whole life because like that's all I said. But like when it's coming true, unless you're like these lottery picks, these guys like LeBron James, when it's coming true, you kind of like have to paint yourself sometimes. Like,
yeah.
So like we're at shoot around, and I'm a rookie, so Brook Lopez is shooting on the other side. He gets the whole half court to himself, and the guys who are playing are shooting the other side. So we're all the rookies on the side is joking around all this stuff, and I'm just like sitting here like, what is going on? Like, what just happened? Like, how what's going on? And I'm a big believer in like faith, God. So I'm like, I mean, that's all I can attest to is work, hard work, and faith. So, anyways, we going from there. Usually the guys who aren't playing as much, they play 3-on-3 after shoot around. So, and I wasn't dressing that night, so I was playing well. And then let me think. My first game, we can fast forward to that. My first game in Chicago. This was a crazy story. So, mind you, like basketball, basketball world's really small. Like, if you don't know him, you know someone who knows him.
Yeah.
So, like, you kind of like going to a new team, like you kind of basketball brotherhood is just like you can connect super quick. So like the guys were cool, but when I was in the locker room in Indiana, I'm just looking like, like, mind you, I'm 26, like, bro, I shouldn't be getting like little. I'm like, yo, that's Giannis right there. I'm like, yo, that's Giannis. And like, bro, I'm one of the guys. Like, I'm on a roster spot. Like, so I'm not trying to be like, I'm trying to like.
Not fangirl.
I'm like, I do this too. What are you talking about?
You got to wake yourself up. I was like, hold up, man.
Yeah, you got to remind yourself who you are.
Yeah, I'm like, don't get it twisted now. So, and then he like say like, and he's so humble. Like he was like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? And I'm like, I hope my hand wasn't shaking when I shook his hand, man. So, anyways, we fast forward to my.
I gotta stop you here, E.
Yeah.
I gotta shout out to Elon Fam, Zora Stevenson, of course.
Oh, for sure. I totally see. That's for sure. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to connect with them? Like once you
down and got. Yeah. So obviously Zora I think she had DM'd me and I had told her, I'm coming, yada yada yada. But she had did like a good special during the game when I was in Indiana, she was talking about how I worked hard at Elon and stuff like that. But I actually talked to Kev a lot I think a few days before I knew I was gone, just, because he's around the team still, because she's like part of the team, so we were just chopping it up, talking about how crazy the journey is. We never had a chance to really sit down or go out because it's so busy. She's busy, I'm busy, and all that stuff. But it was definitely, COVID. It was definitely super cool because I've watched her journey too. She's exploded too. I mean, she went from doing news to sports just like that, So, and that's a grind in itself as well. It's very competitive. So yeah, shout out to them for sure. But fast forward to the Chicago game. So, mind you, in COVID, I just like to explain this because not everyone understands how the NBA is. In COVID, they had the locker rooms like separated in terms of like all the main guys were in one locker room because they had space in between each locker, right? But all the guys who weren't, so like the rookies plus like it was like me, Thanasis, and like the rookies and guys who weren't really playing were in a whole nother locker room, right? On some like, come on, bro, like like put some respect on my name, like come on, right? But at the same time, like what am I gonna say,
Right.
So, and the coach would come to you before the game and basically say like, hey, you're dressing tonight, so you bring your clothes. And it's not like, the thing is I didn't have like crazy clothes to wear. I'm not into really fashion. So before we made that trip to Indiana, I had made a stop at Nordstrom just in case, picked up a few items just in case. Cause I don't want to be looking like a bum on the side because I'm supposed to be in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm waiting, Chicago game.
Wait, hold on. What was the fit? What was the fit?
I forgot what it was. It was just something slight, like very like minimal, but all solid Nordstrom pieces, but nothing like, I'm not really into off-white, too much crazy stuff. But I had to I wanted to look presentable, right? I'm a professional. I'm an NBA player. So I walk in. You walk in with your clothes, and I'm kind of just waiting, like, because you don't know. I don't want to ask. Like, it's not like I get a text like, "Hey, you're at this time," So I'm waiting. He comes in, he's like, "You're dressing tonight." I'm like, "Oh, like this is it, bro." I put on the snap pants. I was practicing in the mirror how to take them off. I was practicing in the mirror, make sure, like, I don't want to seem like a bum.
Bro, like people don't realize, like we don't wear, like the normal basketball player, we don't wear those pants.
Nah.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like those,
like, man. So and all the other players, like they've played like 1 or 2 years, like they're like looking at me. I'm like, bro, chill out, bro. Don't even like, just let me live, bro.
That's great.
So, and so finally, like we get. And they were waiting to see it because I think Brooklyn was playing Cleveland. They were trying to see if they had a chance to get the number 2 seed or something like that. So ended up Brooklyn won, and the game was a wash. They didn't need the game. So we go out there, and we're about to start, and coach scratches everyone. Like that was about to start. K-Mid, PJ, Bryn, Dante. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is it. Like, this is it. I'm about to play. Like, and like, I'm not about to play like a role. I'm about to play like 20 minutes, get active, right?
Key contributor to this game.
Exactly. So finally, I didn't start, but I got in. I played point guard in summer league for them. So I was playing point guard. And I feel comfortable playing point guard, but it's just different in the NBA. Dudes are trying to pick you up full court.
Right.
So anyways, game starts, and we had the mask on. I'm like, I feel like if someone's looking at me, they can see my heart beating out of my chest. That's how nervous I was. And I told myself to break this nervousness. As soon as I touch it, I'm shooting it. As soon as I touch it, I'm shooting it.
There you go.
I don't care, because once you get your first one off, you're like, all right, I'm settled.
Yeah, right.
So I said, as soon as I touch it, I'm shooting it. So somehow, some way, basketball guys, I came down. They had it in transition. I filled right in like a 4-man, caught it, shot it, went in. I was like, I just scored in the NBA. What is going on? And then after that, everything was normal. But it's like, that was even when I woke up the next morning, I'm like, and I played well. It wasn't just like I had 16 points. I played well, and it was like, it goes to show, like, if you have an opportunity in the NBA, you can play. And then fast forward, I mean, obviously I played that game. I played in spurts in the playoffs, but preseason the next year, I played well, but it just didn't work out in terms of, luxury tax, all this stuff.
Wait, hold on. We can't gloss over the fact that y'all won a championship.
Yeah, you have a ring, dog.
Hold on. Wait, what? Nah, dog. No, you got a ring. You got a ring at the highest level ever. Like,
yeah, I'll run through that.
Come
okay,
on.
so yeah, that's a good point. So I'm watching Atlanta play Philly on TV back in Milwaukee. And for your listeners thinking like, for me personally, I'm a frugal guy. I come to Milwaukee, NBA player. I'm not getting an apartment. I'm not getting a 6-month lease. I'm gonna stay in the hotel. The team can pay for it up to a certain amount of days. And I'm so frugal that when we were leaving to go to Miami for 3 days, I'm checking out, putting my stuff in the facility and saving those 3 days. Like, people don't understand. Like, okay, yeah, we make a lot of money, but like, you make a lot of money in a short period of time and you get taxed and all this, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I've learned. Because Giannis is super cheap and stuff like that. But anyways, moving forward, I see Atlanta playing Philly. I'm like, Atlanta might win. Like, and we definitely have a better chance of,
better
better
matchup.
Yeah. So they win, but the Brooklyn series is the craziest thing because the first game, correct me if I'm wrong, it was somewhat close, or was the second game we got smacked? I think it was the second game we got smacked.
I think it was the second game.
Second game we got smacked. And like, the crazy part about it, because in the NBA, you stand on the sideline, right? Yeah. And good thing we had the mask on, bro, because like I probably would have been caught like this, looking like at KD, and he's like, looking. Yeah. Because like you see so much and you hear so much about these guys.
Is he 7 feet? Is he legit like 7 feet?
Bro, he's legit 7 feet. Like, and the way he moves, like, forget his moves. The way he moves is like art. And the same thing with Kyrie. Like, it's not normal how he moves his body. You know what I mean? Like, at that level. And when he misses, it's because he misses. It's not because anyone else did anything. Right. Like, yeah, PJ guarded him well. I'm gonna have 53 times. Like, how did he guard him well? He might have made it difficult from having 60. Like, but so then we'll fast forward to the shot. So we're obviously we're on the far end watching, right? And when he hit the shot, I'm like, that's it, we lost. Like, that's it, it's over. Like,
it was going in,
bro.
It was going in. And this is game 6.
This is game.
That was game 7, wasn't it?
That was game 7 because we went back. We went back there to win it.
It was win or go home for both teams.
Yeah. It was win or go home.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. This is the crazy thing about the NBA that I've taken with me. One big thing I've taken with me for sure is that after we were down 0-2, like, these guys were so locked in. They're like, all right, they took care of business. We got to take care of business at home. Bro, they're down 0-2, like, to Brooklyn. Like, they're not phased at all. Like, Giannis is like, why y'all asking me to sign jerseys? Like, y'all think the season's over? I'm like, bro, what? Like, these guys are locked.
Like, the players were asking him?
No, like a coach. I remember our coach came into the locker room and asked him to sign a jersey. He was like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, you think the season's over or something? Like, and that amount of, like, confidence, and like, you're down 0-2 to and that's when they had Kyrie and KD. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm like, damn, the confidence is crazy. So anyways, after the shot, I was like, yeah, that's it. It's over. So finally they review or whatever, and it's 2. I'm like, we have to win the championship. There's no way we can't win the championship now. Like, we came this far. Like, so we go, Atlanta comes in, and bro, like,
Ice Trae
Young is just as, like, what in the world? Like, why can't people stay in front of him? But people don't understand how much space there is in the NBA. Like, and at the time you can't touch him, you know? So, bro, he had 50. He threw one off the backboard to John Collins. Like, bro, this isn't like a regular season game. This is a playoff game.
Yeah, it's different.
Good thing again, my mask was on because when he did that, my mouth was like a fan, bro. So, but I think that was the best thing that happened for us because it kind of woke us up, like, because everyone was kind of relaxed. Oh, Atlanta, we got them. They can't do, all this stuff. So it smacked us in the face, and then we move on to Giannis getting hurt, right? And that was definitely a downtime. Just like, man, that's a chance. I mean, we already had Harden, Kyrie go out. Like, if this is the year to win, this is the year. Like, and now the best players out, but they figured out a way.
I talk about this all the time. It's hard to cut you off, E, but what people don't realize, man, like at that level, it takes a certain just amount of luck to win.
Man,
like stuff just has to fall in place.
Man,
you know what I mean? And that's just what happens every year. Like an injury there or a call, foot on the line, like a lot of luck.
A lot of luck went into that. But it's like everyone's like, oh, they got lucky. It's like, I mean, if you look back at every championship, you could say at some way, somehow, someone got lucky. Toronto, how did both these guys get injured? Clay and KD. Like, like some sort of luck, right? So, Bobby comes out, plays a monster game. Brooke comes out, plays a monster game. And God forbid, I know Trey gets hurt by stepping on the ankle, but we had no answer for him. Like, we had nothing. Obviously, after he hurt his ankle, he was a little bit slower. But before that, like, and also I think K-Mid I think he had like a 20-point third quarter. Like, he was going crazy. Tough shot.
That's when I knew. That's when I knew, like, yo, they have a legit chance because Middleton. It's almost like these guys just grew up in that playoff run. When I saw him have that game, because I think the year before he folded. Like, didn't he shoot?
He folded in the bubble. In the bubble, he was struggling.
He shot like 3 times or something.
Yeah. He was a shell of himself. He was struggling. So he killed. And another thing for your listeners, like, I like to compare the NBA. It's like a circus. Like, they just pick it up and move it to other place. So, like, whether these guys are playing good or bad, it's all a routine, a system. Yeah. So, like, nothing changes. Like, I seen a guy play horrible, and then next day they have 30. No one flinches, nothing. And that's the craziest thing about the NBA is, like, everyone's so used to where you're playing all this stuff. It's just like, oh, he had an off night. Oh, he's not playing well. Like, there's no other thing to evaluate about it.